Okay. So what we would do is going ahead. All these Saturday sessions will have at least 9 to 10 minutes of the sadhana component inbuilt into this. For the simple reason, many of you have very tight schedules and it's difficult to ask any of you to even accommodate or do anything new. Taking out this 1 hour, kindly treat this as an investment. Okay. Now, why it is important to do sadhana? Without doing sadhana, we cannot benefit from the intellectual knowledge we obtain. It is very important. Okay. For example, how many ever books, how many ever interactions you can have with people on how to make a good cup of tea will never result in us brewing a decent cup of tea. Proof of pudding is in eating. Many of us in the so-called modern day education, we fail because we are very convinced and comfortable with only intellectually understanding concepts or even life. Here, we are at a critical stage in this entire study wherein we saw the last 6 chapters. Bhagavan is only trying to tell you are non-different from me. First of all, to accept that statement itself is difficult. Because just before the class, we would have blasted somebody or somebody would have blasted us. But now Bhagavan is telling you and me are same. That means the guy who I blasted or who I got blasted from is also the divine. So these kind of things, we would have picked up some trouble with some person, correct? Or somebody would have trouble. These kind of interactions are happening every day, right? So unless you have a standpoint from where you can see these things objectively, we will never able to reconcile the apparent differences. The differences are appearing there. Okay, so to put things in perspective, like how much ever costliest books we pick up and you would interact with the best of the chefs in the world on how to make tea, we will never be able to enjoy the tea or the aroma of the tea unless we brew it. Do we have a buy-in on this idea? So the goal there is to make a cup of good tea. Here the goal is to know who we are, no? It's slightly difficult. Correct? So what we have to do, we have to slowly start removing things which are obstructing the view that we are whom we are searching for. Do we have to do anything to create sun? We only need to wait till the clouds move or wait for sunrise. The sun is already there. We don't need to create the sun. Like that, the reality is always there. Because we are living here in India, the way we see sun, the time we see is different. But still you cannot deny. Now it is India 8 o'clock in the night. I cannot deny just because I can't see sun, there is no sun. Is it making sense? Sun is always there. We need to find mechanism of accessing it. Is it okay? So you need a process for that to happen, right? So what is that process they are doing? They are traveling above Earth to understand the sun is always shining, Earth is only rotating. So at sometimes you are not able to see the sun, it's appearing as night. So the process of elevating yourself from the Earth to go above the Earth's orbit They use some escape velocity. They go in a special purpose vehicle to understand sun is 24/7 shining. When Earth is rotating, I am at some point of Earth where I am not able to see the sun. Is it making things clear like that? What we need to do is consistently, we need to do sadhana for the only purpose of understanding who we are. This is very, very important because we generally get dragged into the day-to-day vagaries, which are always there. And in this chapter also, Bhagavan is clearly mentioned that as long as we are caught in this whirlpool of samsara, it is very difficult to know exactly what is going on. So even in discussions, what do you say? You take a break and say, wait, let me get a right perspective. Let's not discuss on anything more. You withdraw, you take a walk, you have a cup of water, or you read a book, you do something else to extricate yourself from the mess or even a good situation, to understand objectively what can be done there. Okay, that pit stop which you have to take every day is your sadhana. Is it okay? So this is very, very important. And now he has given us 4 points which are preventing us, or you could consider it as the 4 points which are the qualifications in this journey. For every journey, there is a qualification, no? So when you travel, you need a ticket. When you go outside country, you need a passport, visa. You need a list of things you need for any travel. Correct? This travel is inside travel, not even outside travel. So what are the 4 things which we need to consciously take care so that the journey becomes, I would not say better, it becomes lighter and easy. And like every traveler, the well-traveled person always travels light. Have you observed? In India, for 2 days, we literally took 15 kg. Not necessary. Once people start traveling more, they understand less is actually more. Like that, if you can understand it because of your frequent travels in the external world, that you need to travel light. Imagine how much light you should be when you want to travel inside. You should be equally light because the external travel still has somebody for help. There are a lot of people outside the world, but the inner journey is all by your own. So you can't even say, carry my bag for some more time. So you have to reduce your baggage. So what are the 4 points if all of us could internalize, maybe write in a small card and keep it with yourself, is the first thing is freedom. See, I am exactly sharing the knowledge like the way our Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Paramarthananda, and my teacher Shankarji have been teaching. Okay, so I am not saying any new word. Whatever I know is only from whatever I have learned from them because of grace. So at any point, don't think I have done so much hard work to make all this point wise and all that. I have not done anything. Okay. I have not done anything. I'm only sharing what I have received to you with you. Let me make it very clear. I am not the originator of any knowledge. I'm only thinking loud. We are doing loud satsanga and swadhyaya. That's it. Because when I went through this, it appeared that how easy they have made the journey. Like when someone goes for a particular place, they write on TripAdvisor or you refer back so that your travel becomes easy, right? What to expect, what not to expect. Such work has been done by your Sampradaya already. So they have given us these 4 points. They are also saying we didn't tell anything. Yeah, Bhagavan himself is telling in the shloka. They are also saying that, but in a way, digestible way, they have given to us so that we don't need to read now, go and read Samskrita and understand everything, break our head. They have given us straight away. Like none of our child here today need to work hard to get a t-shirt, right? You already made the platform ready. This is what the Sampradaya has done. It has kept everything. We are just taking, wearing, using it. So these 4 points, if we remember and every day if we think, it will help us to get closer to who we are. Okay. This is technically a shorter list than the 20 values we saw in the 13th chapter. Okay. Here, let us begin with 4. What are those 4? He says, let us gain freedom from reaction, basically towards the pair of opposite. Oh, I hate this sabzi, or I love this ice cream so much. It starts from there. Both these extreme expressions have the potential to destabilize. So you go to the shop, you have affordability, you have time to enjoy, but if they don't have a particular ice cream variety, it throws you off balance. Okay, you are the choicest restaurant, difficult to get a seat, but someone sitting in the next seat is eating a vegetable which you cannot even look at it. Just observe the way our mind works, right? So first thing he says, Bhagavan is saying, and Sampradaya is telling the same, is let us try and cultivate the freedom from reaction. And reaction generally we do to this pleasure, pain, and all that pairs of opposites generally. Okay. The second thing is pride. Whenever we feel we are lifting the collar, understand somebody stitched even that shirt from where you are lifting the collar. Maybe you could afford it. That's it. Pride is good as long as it is manageable, it is self-esteem. You can keep it in check, so that no one takes us in the transactional world as a doormat. To that level, we should have pride in whatever we are doing. It need not get into the head. If it gets into the head, it's very difficult to manage. The third thing is delusion. Delusion is without us, nothing will happen. Or without that person, my life is gone. Both are there. Both are delusion. So the first is freedom from opposites. Second is pride. Third is delusion. The fourth is sangha. Sangha means here attachment. Attachment rises out of a sense of lack. Love arises out of a sense of fulfillment, fullness. It's a very basic difference. And to experience love is next to impossible. It's very difficult. And if you are blessed, then you are blessed. That's it. You can't dissect and understand why it is like that. There's no agenda there. It's only mere presence. So my teacher says only Jnani can do that. It's called the prema, the highest form of love. Our love expects us, the other person also, to tell, I love you. We ask and receive these things also nowadays. You didn't tell me from yesterday. I think something has reduced. You are ignoring me. The poor person is in so much things inside, okay? Instead of finding out what is preventing them, you add one more sense of guilt to them. Last 2-3 days, you never told me I love you. It doesn't mean anything. So if somebody tells, be happy. If somebody doesn't tell, it's okay. You can love yourself. No. Okay. So remember this. Freedom from the reaction. And reaction always happens when extremes, opposites are there. Nobody reacts when things are going normal, no? Reaction is when this. Second is the pride. The pride is to the level of your self-esteem, not to the level of putting someone down or it not going to the head. The third quality we need to consciously develop is delusion. Practice says 2 types are possible. One is we feel without us, nothing can happen in office, home, or in relationship. Third is we feel without me, without that person or that thing, it doesn't work for me. Both ways. So both are delusion. And the fourth is attachment. So these 4 points, he says that we need to we can consciously develop as qualifications to understand what divine and me are non-different. It is these things which are coming as a baggage in the journey of discovery. Is that okay? And remember the example, the easiest example is the sun is always there. 24/7, 365 days, some billions of years, it is there. We have to only find methods in which we can always access that. So the self, the Shastras say, the ultimate reality is ever present because it is not a product of any doing. You are doing mantra sadhana, you are doing a fire sacrifice called homa, you are doing a puja, offering flowers and other things to the divine, doesn't create the divine. It only removes the things which are not allowing us to see the divine. So we should not feel I am creating something. Because in the world, everything else in the doing state, we are doing this to create wealth. We are doing this to create happiness. We are having a meeting to clear the misconceptions. So we are always doing something. But the reality is present. It is not a product of any doing. So one statement you can write and keep, even if it's not right now getting into the head. The reality is not a product of doing. It is there. This is why sometimes even the day-to-day life you say, just be there. You don't even need to talk. Presence is enough. Just it's not exactly the same example. I'm just telling you this. Is it okay? And why is Bhagavan telling this is 2 examples which the teachers give in the tradition is was the clay ever away from the pot? Was the water anytime away from the wave or the ocean? But when you see, you tell that's a big pot, small pot, this is a mug. Because the clay is understood. Big wave, small wave, sea, ocean, pond, lake, river, stream, waterfall. We only are denoting the differences or which is appearing, right? What is connecting all this is water. What is connecting all the items made of clay is clay. Okay. So what we have to understand is even if you don't tell, you cannot measure the distance between the clay and the pot because there is no pot without the clay. If the pot breaks also, clay will remain. If the wave comes down also, the water will remain. If you remove the boundaries that this is Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and all that stuff, still water will remain. That is called the reality. Does that make sense? Beyond which you cannot reduce anything. That is what is remain. So without the presence of clay, there is no pot. Without the presence of water, there is no wave or any form of water what we are thinking of. So this is how we are asked to conceptually understand that we are never away from the divine. Like how clay was never away from the pot. Okay. So this is conceptually, at least we should understand. It gives a lot of assurance. Okay. And second, we will start seeing even the good, bad, ugly, which are happening to us. A sorrowful state or a very happy state is only a state. State means it is subject to change. My state of mind, you say, it's subject to change. You got it, no? So anything which is subject to change, it will go, but you are always there. Okay, so please remember, this is a very important point. he is saying. So to even initially it appears, oh, I am doing sadhana, I am moving towards the divine and all. No. Sadhana is only going to reveal the divine. So when something is revealed, now the clay was never away from the pot. It's not a great thing. No, you already know, all of you know. I am just revealing the truth in a statement. That's it. So internally, please remember clay and the pot, water and the ocean, Chitra Narayan and divine. Chitra Narayan was never away from the divine. This is Bhagavan's statement. The entire life and lives we figure out how is this, that's it. But we cannot doubt it. Because the moment you doubt it, then we are not studying the darshana as the Astika darshana. But with little common sense, we know. Today, it is not appearing as a real to us, but conceptually, I am able to understand. Okay. So this is very, very important. Why this understanding conceptually is important? I requested you to keep in a card and keep freedom from the sense of, this pulls and pushes, pride, delusion, attachment. Can make an acronym and also keep it like a sound bite. The reason is whenever in doubt, remember a situation is something which is always passing. You will remain, situations will pass. You will remain, relationships will pass. It's not necessary all relationships are all going to end bitter or sad. It's only a start and end, but you are there always. Okay, so please remember this. Because the more cultured we become in this understanding, this the mind and the senses, they both only, the software only will travel to the next life. We will get a new body. The software cannot be changed. The body has a birth and a death. It is subject to aging. Because it's a physical thing. So whatever maturity we get, so never underestimate that, okay, I am with a group of 5 people. I am able to understand why nobody is understanding. Don't worry about anybody. Have you understood it? You are becoming better in your journey of self-discovery. Suppose 5 of your friends are going for a trip. 100% the discussion will come how someone is able to pack so much in so less space. These discussions we have, no, they still manage to look good with very minimum variety of dresses. We just think about it because they have mastered the art of travel. That's it. Or they are using common sense. Could be both. First time itself, they are able to do that well. Possible. Correct, no? So this way, what we have to understand is what is moving here and there is the way you have cultured your mind and the senses. Forget about next life also. I'm remembering because when I went abroad first time, or I went from my town to another city to study, first time when I did this, the baggage was a lot. Second time, it was less. Third time, I know certain things I can get there also. So in this very life, with every travel, aren't we becoming mature? So what is becoming mature? The body is changing. No, 10 years back, your body was different. Now body is different. 30 years after, body is going to be different. What is getting cultured and changed and becoming subtle and sensitive? It is our mind. And also senses, because science, mind is aggregator of the senses. So you know that you don't need to have 3 times meal the way you are having in your home when you travel. You can control out of 4 coffees, let me have 2 coffees, sense control. Instead of carrying 3 different fragrances, one for nightlife, one for day to day, one sitting in the room, you know which is the minimum one you can manage. Just simple. Is it not management of senses during your travel? In home, if you open, it's a wardrobe of perfumes will be there. Do you carry everything in the travel? No. You know what is the most basic thing required, right? Like that, remember, even in this life, your body, your age, everything is changing. What is maturity? It's nothing but less clutter in the mind and better management of the senses. That is maturity. So this matured software is only going to be planted in your next body when you are born. So never underestimate a small step towards yourself. That is a giant leap. Okay, so don't give up. If people around are not practicing, it is their journey. It should not be an excuse for us to become lazy or not practicing. Have you taken a decision to know who you are? Then you have to do it. Okay. And sometimes you may not understand everything which is spoken. It is okay. When you keep listening to the same topic with different example, at some point you will understand. So what is that the way you reconcile? Like how you didn't learn cycling the first time. Like how you didn't learn ABCD to Z the first day of the school. It took you kindergarten, then nowadays 3 kindergartens are there, no? Pre-KG, LKG, UKG. For learning 26 alphabets, you took 3 years properly, right? Now attending one Gita session, we want the life to be clear. We want to do everything over expectations. Everybody don't put stress. So what I'm telling is just be present. Just be present. Some seeds will fall. They will grow at whichever time your karma is allowing it to grow. Remember, nothing wrong with the seed which is sown. It is your own karma. At your own time, it will fructify. But if you're not there to receive the seed of knowledge, you are denying yourself a chance to experience knowledge. That is why mere presence makes us wise over a period of time. They jokingly say, no, in one of the meetings, talk on relativity was delivered so beautifully, people appreciated and thought he was Einstein. It was actually Einstein's driver who delivered the talk. So mere presence with Einstein made him so wise. To extend it, in Malcolm Gladwell says in Outlier, the 10,000 hours. You just lageraho in the same thing, naturally what you need will come to you. So all you need to do is to take a decision to be present. Understanding is your karma. You cannot forcefully understand anything. But being present is a choice which you can make with a lot of prayers to the divine. I have consciously taken a decision to know who I am. Kindly enable me to be part of it. For that basic understanding is enough, no? That journey of self-discovery is the best journey I can ever undertake in life. If you are convinced with that, that is enough. Because how to present this, where to stop, all these things also somebody here only is teaching me. You will also learn what all things you need along the way. But being there is very important. So what is that we are taking away is this mind and senses, like how it is getting cultured from one travel 10 years back to now. The soul or the body, after the body's journey in this life is done, when it travels to the next, that soul, individual jiva, is going to the next life, this cultured mind and the senses will go. Each of you here are okay with this idea? Okay, good. Any observations till now? Because we have to do the sadhana and close this chapter today. Yes, sir.
I just have a question. You spoke about that attachment and love being different, and attachment arises out of lack. Can you elaborate a little more on this?
I don't have an ice cream with me now. So if you tell, can we have a butterscotch? I needed it. Simple. But if you already have it in your refrigerator, you will not need it. No. That's very basic idea. If out of lack also you can develop a relationship towards somebody or an object. Out of fullness also you can experience because you know the value of having that. So you will want more. So that is out of fullness you operate. Out of lack, oh, I don't have that, so I'm filling it. Like a mother who knows the value of children will value every child. At the same time, the one who really wants to become a mother but is not able to become a mother will again value the child. So it is up to us to operate from whether, but both we have to recognize and convert that. That's it.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Rinki?
Yeah, I actually had a question, but this answer, what you gave to her, kind of triggered also a thought to me of what is the difference between a lack and a fullness? I think lack is because of the fear of losing, right? The attachment and all of it. It's why it is lack, and I think that is why we react. And in fullness, we don't have fear. I mean, I don't have that experience, but I'm just thinking that that's probably the difference. The question I had, Krishna, is the reaction is also related or triggered due to pride and, in fact, all three, I would say, pride, delusion, and attachment, right? And possible, right? And pride is also ego, right? Can also be ego.
Excess estimation of oneself.
Okay.
If you want to connect with the day-to-day principle, no, just study about Dunning-Kruger effect. When you study Dunning-Kruger effect, this pride and delusion will get answered.
Okay.
It says rarely someone rightly estimates themselves. That is the crux of Dunning-Kruger effect.
Okay.
So in the tradition, what we do is we don't take even the effort to understand our value. That is not our headache. So my teacher always says, leave that to the sampradaya or the teacher. You just do what is said. You don't try to estimate yourself. Like a student, how they can give mark to themselves. See, the self-appraisal 360 degree and all good in the transactional world. Very difficult to assess oneself objectively.
Right.
Yeah, Venki.
Okay.
Yeah. So why I took some time today, I have been telling this every time, but doing this is because we need to start doing that meditation every time, at least weekly, once Saturday, which we are every day doing morning 5:31. The reason is like how a needle being with the magnet eventually becomes a magnet. And second point is what MP Pandit said very clearly is when you do a practice at the same time, every time you meet in the calendar, okay, every Saturday, this 10-minute or 9-minute practice is there. In a year, 54 times I am going to do. Okay, we are having only 45 sessions. 45 times, at least we have deposited 20 rupees into some account, kind of stuff. 45 times we have done 9 minutes of a process you have deposited into an account. And what is the attitude with which we are going to practice? The third reason is some of you like Lina, Lydia, Ushana still comes. I think she can apply for a job of a security guard in South Africa, I think. Every day she will get up at 2 o'clock in the night and she's in the session. So 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we have a Yogi Nidra, she continues. So 5:30, she logs in till 7:15, she is there. Correct, Ushana? Yeah, she is unmuting.
Yes.
So if there is a vacancy for security or anything in your apartment complex, you can pick it up. Give them a 2 hours break. You are anyway awake at that time. So people like her, yeah, Ushana. You are saying something?
No, nothing, Krishna sir. No, nothing.
Your trademark smile didn't come. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a funny connection.
Okay. So Lydia is joining from some other time. Lina is joining from some other time zone. So maybe this will inspire them to fix a time every day in their day-to-day and keep doing the practice. So that is the basic thought process. Linda, Lydia are also in different time zones. Jack is another time zone. Okay, so slowly this is becoming like Shrimath. People who are in India are less. People from outside India are joining more. Okay, good. So what is that we are going to do in the 9 minutes also is in this 9 minutes, I request you to take a pen and paper and write this. What is the attitude which we have to have during this 9-minute process? The first thing is Just forget what is your age. It means nothing. You can use for your passport and other identification process. Age doesn't mean maturity. And age is just a number. Okay. Second, whichever gender you are, it is okay. Age, gender is okay. Whichever nationality you are is okay. You are given. You can't do anything about it. Maybe you want to take a dual citizenship or person of Indian origin card, whatever you want to do. This doesn't matter. Your financial condition. I am rich, about to become rich. All this doesn't matter. Your height, weight, your beauty, or your handsome doesn't matter. In fact, nothing matters. Anything in the material world doesn't matter. So what we are going to do is, at least logically, we understand whether we are there or not, world is going to work, family is going to work, organization, everything will happen. So these 9 minutes, we consciously stay away from these things. These are the things which are binding us. This one level of attachment. I am so and so. This is my age. I have this experience. This many followers on LinkedIn. It doesn't mean anything. You can't even sleep well, actually. Numbers mean nothing. You can afford the costliest of the mattress, but you cannot guarantee sleep. Simple, no? Like that, all this, what is there is only there to facilitate us. It should not come as an hindrance in our inner journey. So when you close your eyes, technically speaking, none of this matters, right? Right from gender, age to what qualification, CEO, entrepreneur, coach, leader, nothing matters. If you can't be with yourself, nothing matters actually. Because in this journey, these are all the baggages. So travelers travel light in the journey of self-discovery. So during this small practice module, all we are going to do is we are going to pick up the mantra, any mantra of your choice, and just be with the mantra. Is it okay? Everything else in the world is taken care. Please understand. Rarely, how many of us here are using computers for more than 2 decades? Yes, Sarika, Venki, Harsh. How many times, Leena, you have used F1 key for help?
Yeah.
Rarely we will use. Its presence is there. That's it. Like that, our presence is there. There is nothing SOS. Okay. So this 9 minutes, let us live for ourselves. This is called enlightened self-interest. Just let us be with ourselves. Is it okay? Yeah. And any of you here do not have a mantra? Okay. In case any of you are, yeah, Sarika.
No, for mantra I raised the hand.
Okay.
If you can.
So we can practice the mantra Om Shrimatre Namaha if you are not having. The first name of Lalita Sahasranama, Shrimata. Shrimatre Namaha. That is enough. If you are having mantra, please hold on to the mantra. But one request is, whichever mantra you are choosing, just be with that mantra only. Don't keep changing like your dress every week. Just be with that mantra. Is it okay? Yeah. So if any of you want to get up, stretch, please do. And then in 10-20 seconds, we will start the practice. Okay, any observations? No observations. Okay, no problem. Okay. See, you can use, this is a mudra, one mudra, chin mudra or jnana mudra. You can use yoni mudra like this. This is yoni mudra. Okay. Or you can use Bhairava, the right hand above, like Buddha statues you used to see, right? Like this. You can touch the thumb to each other. If you keep the left above, it is Bhairavi mudra. Whatever is your choice, please use it. But whichever mudra you use, ensure shoulders are relaxed. Don't sit straight like this. Shoulders are relaxed, chest is open. The elbow is drawn closer to the body. Like this, drawn closer to the body. Don't keep it like this. Is it okay? And let us keep smiling, because somebody passing through should not feel threatened on seeing our face. They should feel happy. Okay, keep remembering and reminding. We are in the path. We should be the most cheerful person in our entire group. We should not walk around like we had an ounce of neem oil or castor oil. Okay, that is, according to me, that is a religious approach. The spiritual approach, we should be so pleasant and should be able to at least crack a joke a week at least. It's okay to crack PJ and all that stuff. But you would be, if not for somebody, you be pleasant for yourself with a smiling face. Okay, yeah. So let us sit straight. You can adopt a mudra of your choice. And with closed eyes and gentle smile, become aware of the center of your chest. The tradition says that our spiritual heart is somewhere in and around the center of the chest. Let's just have this conceptual understanding. And let us keep the awareness at the center of the chest. The mudra, the posture, and the smile are intact. Now you can invoke the divine presence at your spiritual heart. And you can start the mantra practice. Forget the count, forget the duration. Both shall be maintained with a smiling disposition and relaxed posture. Let's just be with the mantra. Sometimes the mind may travel, the posture may change, the smile may vanish. Gently bring all these back. Let us be kind to ourselves. We are just starting the practice. So the only thing we can do is to be kind and just get back to the process. Let's just be with the mantra. Practice farming. Generate some heat. Apply the warmth to your eyelids. Transfer the warm sensation. With a few blinks, look into your palms, held before you like a book, and familiarize your eyes. Okay. So I'm going to only introduce 3 more terms and close the session. Whatever we are seeing, the world, the manifest universe, it is called the Kshara Purusha. Kshara means that which is changing, and one, like wheat becoming the dough and becoming a chapati, it keeps changing like that. And it is manifested from the Akshara Purusha, which is the Mahamaya. Akshara means indestructible. That is why the alphabets are called Aksharas. To Ksha is Akshara. But we get a beautiful piece of knowledge here. That is, this is one is changing is called Kshara. And that from which all these things are happening is Akshara, which is one form of another, like Planck's constant, energy. People who are studying physics, they know all this. Okay. We don't need to know because it's already there. But he says the ultimate is called the Paramatma or the Uttama Purusha, which is beyond all these things. Purusha Uttama. Means that is why this chapter is called Purushottama Yoga. That is, the knowledge of that Supreme is given to us through this chapter. Okay. So this is how the chapter is ending. And he says that the one who is proceeds with an undeluded mind ultimately realizes that they were never separate from the divine. That's the statement. The one who is undeluded, not having pride, consciously be cultivated, ultimately discovers that they were never away from the divine. Okay, so this is the basic thought process. So with this, we finish the 15th chapter also. Is it okay? So maybe we can take 3 observations and close. Yeah, Lina?
I think one thing which I take away is you're not separate from the divine is actually connects, helps you shift your mindset towards being humble, being, a self-realization maybe. And I think that changes our behaviors. Because the moment you say divine, then you have to behave like a divine, right? In an image what we have. So I think that kind of channelizes our thought. This is my perception of that, channelizes our thought process of, treating everybody equally, having, your conversation changing to be more humble, more respectful. So I think that is what I take away from the.
Great.
I like that point.
In the field of transaction, once in a while you can take Narsimha Avatar also. It's also
Right.
divine.
That's where you have to use your dharma, right? Your dharma, as you mentioned.
You have to establish. So once in a while, remind to yourself and others that the divine can take any form.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. True.
Thanks. Great. Anybody else? We have the youngest coach in India here, Shivani.
Yeah, may I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, what really big takeaway from me here is that like sadhana would reveal the divine, not take us towards it. That was really thing which we always, everybody says we are going towards divine, we are going to heaven, we are going there, but we are here. But being here, the revelation is going to happen because inside, it is inside you. It has to happen. The revelation has to happen from you only. We are not going anywhere. We are here. That is the biggest takeaway from me.
Perfect. See what happens in established religions which are founded or who have branched out from Sanatana Dharma also, they give you this concept of loka. The English word locus comes from this. I'll keep telling you this. That loka is a field of experience. So people go and worship Vishnu having the desire to live with Vishnu in Vaikunta. That is a place. But we have to understand once the Papa Punya account is over, the visa is done. You have to come back to Bhuloka and work towards it. What we are working towards, going to the source from which even Vishnu is projected. That is our objective. Our loftier objective is not to demean what is happening, but to outgrow all these things. Okay, so that's a great thing what you said. Like you clean the mirror, you are not creating yourself. To reveal yourself in the mirror, you are cleaning. That process is sadhana. Okay, yeah. One more, then we can close for the day. Yeah, Shivani.
I think my biggest takeaway was that even though we don't know the path, you just be present and show up for it.
Yeah.
It's that belief that it's there and it'll emerge. I think it not just applies here in the journey of self-discovery, but it can be applied for me in other aspects as well. Like with respect to my business, I've been struggling with it, and I think the struggle is that I need to know what I'm doing before I start doing it or before I start showing up. So that's why that was so profound for me.
Thanks. So thank you, all of you. Take care. Hopefully see you next week. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.